I've got a video on YouTube that's been watched over 1.8 million times. It's all about applying caulk and silicone. And the comments on that video, honestly, they're a goldmine. Absolutely hilarious, sometimes heated and really insightful. One particular debate absolutely took off, and it's this: should you push or pull your caulk gun? Let's check out some of the comments. I'm a professional tiler for 25 years, retired now. I agree with 95% of this, but pushing the tip is definitely correct. Followed by professional caulker here for 45 years. If you push the tip, you'd be laughed off the job. So are you a pusher or a puller? And who's actually right? Now, because you're a professional, does that automatically mean that you're right? Well, I'm a professional DIYer and it's my video, so I'm right, obviously. Now you can stay for the demo, but if you've just come for the answer, should you push or should you pull your caulk gun? The answer is yes. You see, I think that you should just do whatever suits you best, whatever you're comfortable with. It's a difficult process to begin with, and if pulling makes it easier, do that. If pushing makes it easier, do that. There's not always one answer, and in actual fact, there's a third way of doing it as well. Let's explore why so many people, including professionals, insist on pushing. In theory, pushing forces the silicone into the joint better and it slightly smooths the bead as you go. But here's the catch: you need to be very precise with how much silicone comes out. And if you've got grout joints or an uneven surface, your tip's going to catch constantly. And I'm going to demonstrate with this bit of pipe, which we can pretend is a nozzle, and these paving slabs, which are both rough and do have gaps, which are just like grout lines. You ready? Stuck, stuck, stuck. Compare that to pulling. Easy. Now I'm a puller, but we'll give him the benefit of doubt. Let's give pushing a go. Just as a pre-warning, I did get a cheap silicone. Look how fat that is. Have you ever seen one as big as that? Okay, let's go. I'm going to go 45 degrees in there, about 30 back, I reckon. Right, ready? It's not half bad, you know. Let's have a closer look. There's two little excess lines there. There's a little marking here. Overall, it's quite consistent. There is a bit of a line in there. I mean, I've done a decent job, to be fair, and it did force the caulk back in the gap as well. There's two massive reasons why I've done a good job on that in the first place, and that's because something that I'll tell you in a different video, so make sure you subscribe. Now let's look at pulling. I'll do the same again, 45 into the corner, about 30 back. Now to me, this just feels more controlled, and I prefer it. Now you should see this on camera, hopefully. That is a convex shape and the material has not necessarily gone into the gap. This one over here is concave and it's gone into the gap. It doesn't matter about this because that's what your smoothing tool's for. We'll see if I can do this in one pass. Not quite. We'll have another go. The tool forces the material into the gap and it smooths it at the same time. Here's your close up. Right, that bead is absolutely perfect, okay? Whereas this one over here is close, but it still needs tooling. But there's less material on the push one, so it's going to be that much more difficult to get the perfect finish. And because it's concave, even with like this small one, 6mm, can you see that gap there? It's just not going to work. You'd have to use one of these. You'd have no choice. Now, besides them two things that I mentioned that helped me get a good push, there's actually a third thing that helped me as well. And that's these tiles. They are smooth as you like. So with grout joints or slightly rough tiles, I still think pulling's better. But what if I told you there's a third way? A pro move that gives you the control of pulling, but also forces the caulk or silicone into the gap. Right, I've had to change the silicone because I needed a fresh nozzle that wasn't as chunky as that one, because what you have to do is bend this. So in theory, you still get to pull, but the very end is more perpendicular to the actual bit that you're filling, so it'll inject it better. And in theory, it should kind of smooth it at the same time. Let's give it a go. Right, I would say you still need to tool it, but it's kind of a happy medium between the two. I'm going to tool it just to see what happens. If you want these kind of silicone tools, there's links in the description for Amazon or in the pinned comment. All right. I suppose the benefit is because there's less material coming out, as in it's not convex, there's less material that you need to scrape off. So a couple of passes, that's decent as well. So push or pull. It's not about who's right on YouTube. It's about knowing the why behind each method and choosing the one that works best for your job and your skill level. Maybe you can try the 3 methods out and let me know what works best for you. And if you're still not convinced, try reading the comments on that last video. I promise you it will change your life, or it might confuse you even more.